Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 3 Derpy Oaks. But there's only 2 Derpies, so we're going to have to do the work of 3 Derps with just 2 of us.
I can do it, no problem.
And given that one of those Derps, the Derp that's missing is the Squirrel Derp. Yeah, I think you best give up now and go home. Okay, bye everyone.
I guess I better get started. I don't have time to waste.
Yeah, no time to waste. So I've already started mine, so I've been doing mine for a while. Whilst I was early to the game. So we'll just make sure that Hitman actually starts work. I think I did set up to Oats, so it should be on Oats, yep. Which is what it is for this field.
I was checking. All right.
Yeah, I did check that because I didn't want anyone to assume that it was it's already set up and everything's good to go. Oh, the one thing I didn't do was bring over the spare bit of seeds. Yeah, there's only one more.
I will survive. It's fine.
As long as you know how to, you know you'll stay alive. Yeah. Sorry, I can go and get.
I played Farm Sim before a couple times, so I think I have a handle on it now.
You think?
Yeah, only been doing it for I don't know, a dozen years or so.
1,000 years.
It seems like it.
You must be nearly as old as Wolfman then.
Yeah. Well, we had a pandemic in there for part of it.
Yep, sounds about right.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah.
Boo-hoo.
Oh, well. People are still getting sick. But it's now just a cold, I guess.
Well, I suppose it depends really upon whether or not you're immunocompromised. Because I'm sure those folks are still having more difficulty with it. But
I have a relative who's 80 and has been in the hospital 3 times, and it was a registered nurse who still won't mask up and has been, like I said, hospitalized 3 times with COVID. So, you know, somebody you'd think would know better.
Yeah,
but
well,
I
have put the spare seedages to the entrance where you started. Now, I will get back to my work.
Back to it.
Engage. Well, yeah, I'm already 62% of the way through my field, so.
Wow, you are fast.
Yep. I'm fast when I show up early.
Yeah. Fast when I start work almost an hour early. Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna. Is it 8 o'clock or is it 9 o'clock? And I can't. So I was here for 8 o'clock, going. I've got to get it ready. The server's not working. It's the usual drill for a record day. It's kind of, oh, okay, server's got an update because there's an update of Farm Sim and the server doesn't auto-update, which I like. I'm not complaining about that. I like the fact that it doesn't auto-update because I'd rather it wait until I restart it and then it says, okay, yeah, you've restarted it, we'll apply the latest update. So I like that. And but of course it does mean that I've loaded up the game, gone into multiplayer and gone, okay, it's not there. Okay, I know what's happening. Oh,
I think
dear.
I posted in our chat that it had updated, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
Maybe, but the trouble is, it's not the small updates. So you've got the four numbers. So you got 1.8.0.1. If it's just the 4th level dot, i.e., if it goes from 1.8.0.1 to 1.8.0.2, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. But if it's the 2nd level, if it goes from 1.8.0.1 to 1.9.0.1, that's where we have an issue because the server is then not recognised by the game.
So when I was a kid and they distributed games on floppy disks, you didn't have to worry about that because they never updated the games. Once it went out the door, it had been tested and that was it.
Yeah.
No updates.
Well, they've released a new version of it, but you can't really call that an update. So, hey, here's Lemmings 3D! Watch those lemmings squish!
I just realized I was looking at my GOG library the other day and realized I had one of the Worms games and I didn't even know it.
Ooh.
Could have been. I could have been. It might be Armageddon. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
It was an older one. So like, I used to love playing Worms back in the first one, Worms 1 and 2, basically, way back in the day. That was a while ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it's got a pedigree history. Really. I mean,
That is a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played multiplayer, but it's fun even in single player.
Oh, in multiplayer. Oh, yes.
Oh, I imagine it's a riot. Well, I know it is because I've seen you guys streaming it. It looked pretty fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to get a date for that again at some point.
Everybody being jerks to everybody else. Yeah, it was great fun.
Well, that's what it's all about.
That's what the game is. Right.
It's one of those. I don't think the voice modules on it do it justice now, but the originals where it's kind of stupid, and it's kind of, I'll get you.
Yep.
Missed me. It's just so wonderfully kind of laced with all the emotions that you would feel in such circumstances. But yeah, so there we go. So yeah, so here we are again, going up and down the field, talking nonsense, exactly as you do.
The game.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the game. Like, what else can you do?
Yep, absolutely. And of course, we had fun in one of my recent streams. I remixed some of the songs, including Up and Down the Field, and we remixed it into a show choir version. And oh my goodness, that was funny. So yeah.
Yeah,
so
that's where I discovered that genre is not one that I normally would want to listen to. So I learned something about myself that day.
Yeah, well, if you learn, you should always kind of learn something about yourself and self-reflect and understand yourself just a little bit better each day, hopefully.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I mean, there's plenty of people that don't, but but there we go. I think there are plenty of people that are just incapable of self-reflection and going, actually, you know what? That was a little bit on me. I'll take that one. And I think,
oh boy, here we go. Now
I think a lot of them work in a particular kind of job.
No.
But I'm not going to say what kind of job because I'll just leave that to everyone's imagination. So.
I don't have an imagination. You have to tell me what to think.
Really? I have to tell you what to think? You sure you want to go there?
No, I do not.
Yeah, I was fairly sure of that one.
Pretty sure you would do to my brain what you did to that big Titan ship there, and it would just all come apart and get laggy.
Oh, I haven't done the Titan yet. I'm saving the Titan.
Whichever that big ship was, the cruise ship or something.
Oh, what? Which one? The symbol of the ocean or the Blue Dream?
Yeah, I don't know what it was called, but it had a bunch of looked like graffiti or kids' drawings or something on it. It was all a bunch.
Oh, the one that got like the kind of the cartoony stuff written on the side. That was the Blue Dream.
Okay.
But there are ships that are like that. They've got like little kind of waves and stuff drawn on the side and whatnot, just to try and distinguish them from other ships.
Sounds like a nursery ship.
Not so much, but it's just...
No, I know, but it just sounds like it. Oh,
yeah, but it was actually... the reason I did that ship is it was based on the Aida Vita. And I don't recall seeing the Aida Vita myself, but I saw one of its sister ships around the Mediterranean many years ago, the Aida Cara, which was the same class, I believe. So, and obviously, for those that don't speak ship speak, the same class means it's basically the same design, but they just built one,
different paint job.
The same model basically. So, like if you've got a car that's a Ford Mustang, it's another Ford Mustang from the same variety. So, same year of manufacture.
Sister ship.
Yeah, sister ship. Yeah.
I think we all know what a sister ship is, right? I think.
Well, not necessarily. But then again, sister ships don't have to be the same design. You can have sister ships that are not the same exact design.
What? Oh, that's not a sister ship, is it?
But yes, it is. But back in the day, when they had the original Canberra and the Oriana, the original ones for P&O, were considered sister ships, but they were different designs. They were unique. So, but they were definitely considered sister ships.
Cousin ship. Ah, okay, whatever. They're changing the terms on me.
Well, I mean, I'd have to look up the definition of sister ship but that's what they were. That's what they were referred to as. But that's why we always. I mean, because you can then have multiple ships of the same class, and then you can have like class variants. So you can like have like the next step up where it's just kind of okay. It goes from that one, and then we just add a little bit on, or we add another deck and things like that. So yeah.
I don't know. Adding another deck, I don't see. Okay, anyway, that's. Go
Well, in one of the ships, actually, in one of the refits for one of the ships, they actually cut the ship down a bit and added a whole section on, which was interesting. And then I've seen other ships where they've like lengthened the ship, so they kind of almost cut it in half and added a bit in the middle.
Another section in the middle. Yeah.
It's really weird what they can do now.
Well, it makes sense because you don't. At that point, then you don't need to figure out the bow or the stern. You just do the straight section in the middle. So that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, but just imagine the kind of logistics and all the connection points.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I mean, the fire integrity, the fire bulkheads, and all that. It's kind of Just
build a new ship, damn it.
Yeah,
Safe
but
for the long run, probably.
Probably. But then again, new ships are humongously expensive. I mean, hundreds of millions. So, we've got 19 to 20 centimeters of rain expected, or snow expected. There's a few snow things in the air, but it's not laying at the moment. But there we go. But it's all right. We're continuing to do up and down the field. 79%, 80%.
There's kind of a chaff or something on the field over here, so as I'm going along seeding it, it's changing it from like a bright color to a darker color. Looks
Fair enough.
pleasing to my eyes.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
I like the plow after I've limed. Something about just that pain. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was before I moved the day forward, because we were in November, but it was like 4:30 and it was getting really dark. So I decided, rather than it being really dark and going into the night, it was better for us to move forward a day. And so I took a big ploughing contract that would have been like 40,000 or something like that, and then I'd taken another 60,000 contract that was a different cultivating contract than this one. But of course, they both expired for time, and I missed the days when you could take the contract and just skip forward the day and do it the next day. Don't get me wrong, I fully accept that Giants have kind of closed that little loophole of you get the contract and you hold on to it and indefinitely almost. So I think it's better this way, but it's just frustrating.
Because you didn't know at the time. It's like, oh
no,
money,
I suspected, but I was just playing the odds. It didn't cost us anything, so... But, yeah.
What about your sanity? Did it cost you your sanity?
Oh, I didn't have that, so... As the saying goes, you can't lose what you never had.
Yeah, that's fair. Won't argue that. You know me. If I could argue it, I would.
Well, yeah. You'd argue the price of snow with an Eskimo.
Would I? I'm pretty sure they'd say it was worth nothing.
Well, yeah, you'd still argue.
Yeah. I'd say, yes, it is worth something. And they'd be like, no, it isn't. It falls from the sky. It's everywhere. And I'd be like, no, you could use it for money.
Yeah, money that just falls from the sky. I think the world economy might be slightly in danger if that were the case.
I'd still argue for it.
I mean, hyperinflation.
Yeah. Yep. Money in the forecast.
But there we go.
That'd be awful. I mean, I didn't even use the snowblower this year. We only had a little bit of snow. It was below zero, like below freezing for less than 2 weeks.
Is it a snowblower or is it a snowblower?
A snowblower. Shit.
Oh dear. There we go. We have to be insensitive. We have to. It's just a legal requirement. So, but there we go. So hopefully, we're hoping that next time Squirrelly will be able to join us. And then I think we've been doing all these contracts. I think it's high time that we probably ought to buy some fields and start to kind of figure out what we want to do ourselves.
Better hurry up, yeah. Or the game tells us we're not allowed to play this one anymore and we gotta start again.
Well, I mean, I think we're on this one now for a while. Because, yeah. But, I mean, it was one. I think it was one of those. Yeah, we've barely scratched the surface. But we hadn't really scratched the surface with Zelonka. But, of course, what happened was one of those updates, when the server got updated, basically erased the save game, and I had not got a download of it, and it happened at a time when I hadn't logged on for, so it was happened just after a record session, so I hadn't logged on for almost a few weeks, and the backups only go back a week, so it's going, yeah, okay. So there was just no way to recover, which was frustrating. But alas, these things happen. So.
And now we're on to a new one.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, if you ever watched The Big Bang Theory, there's a bit when Sheldon's account gets hacked and all his stuff is stolen. It's kind of, thousands and thousands of hours. It's almost like it was just a huge waste of time. Well, I wouldn't say that, but you can't count on it always being there because, yeah, you got to enjoy.
That's why I don't trust the cloud to store my data. I've got multiple copies, and including hard drive sitting in an old microwave, so it's a Faraday cage, so I don't have to worry about EMP goes my data. And yes, I am that paranoid, because if you're not, you're going to lose all your data, and that was my business for a long time, so I try to preserve data and I hoard it. So anyway, I mean, I went to college in the 90s and I still have my stuff on floppy. I mean, I've moved it off of floppies on the hard drives, but I still have those original floppy disks as well, with programs I wrote and that sort of thing. I hoard that data.
What kind of programs did you write?
Just different things. I mean, you always start with Hello World, of course, but just
oh yeah,
I don't know, just a bunch of, like, I made a Dart game, so that was fun. I did that in I think it was Visual C++, or I can't remember which programming language.
You see, I did
so long.
I think it was on the Amiga, so it wasn't PC. It was on the Amiga. In GFA Basic, I did a bingo program because I was basically goofing around with arrays, and so I kind of thought, okay, well, what's the most applicable kind of thing to an array? A bingo card. So it's like, hey, yeah, bingo card, random number generator. So, yeah, so I did actually write a little bingo program for myself many years ago. So. But,
my very first programming language was before I even learned BASIC. It was called Logo. And that was on the Commodore 64, so that's probably the oldest one I know.
Hmm.
My folks always talk about Fortran. They were at the end of the punch card era.
Yeah, I mean, the punch cards is an interesting thing because I never saw punch cards for computer, but Fad Mum, when I was a kid, used to have knitting machines, and that used punch cards to do some of the patterns when you had, like the knitting robot kind of thing. So,
Oh, right, gotcha.
which was quite cool. So, but there we go. We're nearly where we want to be. I'm going to just see if I can get this field finished because we're at 93%, and if I can just finish it.
Yeah, don't look
then-
at me. I'm not even 40% yet.
I know. Well, some people have been slacking.
Not my fault. The seeds are too small.
Actually, I say slacking. Hitman's been working on a greenhouse, so he's still working on the greenhouse. I think you're nearly finished now.
Yep. Yeah. Today went and put the straps over the top to hold the ridge fold down. Like there's a ridge cover.
Yeah.
Like a right-angled piece of metal that goes across on the top of the ridge, and then these straps hold that down and hold the building down. They bolt right to the wood frame that's underneath that's bolted to concrete.
Yeah.
So basically, the panels will blow out long before that building will move.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It was an excellent value, and I mean, we've already got a whole bunch of vegetables growing in it, mainly brassica,
Yeah.
like broccoli and cabbage and kale and
Yeah, I did see the pictures, or I saw some of the pictures that you put in a while ago. So
it's filling up.
Yeah,
Even
it's like a
talking
good
about
project.
maybe trying citrus in the back corners. But I don't know. Cold here in the winter, or it can be. I don't know if we can do citrus or not.
I suppose it depends if you could get like a low energy heating system that would run off of a solar panel or something that wouldn't cost too much to run. So
well,
just to keep it from getting too low.
It's set up that I can run heating lines from my outdoor wood boiler and have them go through the greenhouse.
Ah, okay.
So I mean, I could do it, but I'm not. I don't want to be burning wood all winter just to run a couple of citrus trees. That seems like maybe I should just buy citrus and then focus on
stuff that can be a little bit more hardy and doesn't require that kind of more tropical environment.
Yeah, well, I think you gotta grow smart. Otherwise, it's the maintenance, because you do that, now you're looking at, okay, well, now I need to be out there cutting firewood, and it's like, why am I doing all this extra work? What is this orange or this lime going to cost me by the time I'm done? Like a $50 lime, like, it's...
And how much could you get from using that space for something different that can grow in that lower temperature? And how much would you save by doing that instead? So, yeah, definitely got to consider what the optimum choices are.
Well, I've got 2 greenhouses now, so we got lots of choices. Trying to reduce the outdoor gardens, and because that extends our growing season, but more importantly, it reduces our water usage. It's getting drier and drier here every year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you say it kind of reduce the outdoor, but it means you can use the outdoor for some of the kind of really quick crops in a season. But it's just some of the longer stuff you can have in the greenhouses. I'm thinking things like kind of potatoes, parsnips.
Potatoes, yep.
Because parsnips take a really long time to grow.
Yep.
Okay.
Potatoes, corn. Yeah. Anyway, I'm assuming you're trying to finish up, and I'm like.
Well, I just hit the end of the contract, so.
So you are done, and I'm almost half done. Oh wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I was at like 60% when you joined, so.
Cheater. He's cheating. You just admitted it. Everybody heard you.
Yeah, nobody
All right.
nobody
Wow.
cares. So I'm going to kind of accept the
Yeah.
contract whilst, because we don't get to do this bit of kind of accepting the contract and collecting the money too much on the screen. So there we go. So I've done that.
$1 million. Do we have a loan
So
right now? Do we have a loan out, or did we
I
pay it?
don't think so.
Well, if we do have a
I'm
loan,
not
it'd be
sure.
a good time to pay it off. We got some
Yeah, oh,
cash.
we do have £250,000 worth of loan,
Okay,
but
let's pay that off because there's no point in paying um like the bank charges, the interest charges.
£800 a month. Yeah, let's worry about
Yeah.
that.
Well,
So
it adds up. In 2
it
months, it's
does.
1,600.
It does, but we're not going to worry about it for now. We're gonna look at that next time when we're on with Squirrelly and decide about whether we get rid of the loan. Do we buy fields? Do we buy equipment? Do we
So
plant?
join us for
Do we buy trees?
join us for finance sim.
Yeah, we'll be making some more decisions next time as to what we're going to do.
Well,
In some of
Squirrely's
these
here. I'm
things.
sure we'll spend all the money, so it wouldn't bother paying off the loan. We'll just need it again.
So there we go. But yeah, so that's going to do us for this time around. So do look after yourselves. Thank you for stopping by and watching the shenanigans. And we'll be back again soon.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Take care, everybody. Bye.